The biggest, or one of the biggest fights in boxing is Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia, rematch. He cannot go into that fight without having a confidence booster, in my opinion. But it's very difficult to get a confidence booster and get 4 million in having it. Do you know what I mean? So he almost needs to sit back and take $1 million for a relatively straightforward fight.
Well, I think he's...
All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where it looks like it may be a wrap on Devin the Dream Haney as things get tighter on him with both Matchroom, Riyadh season, and the pay that he's looking for. I'm going to tell you right now, he would be better off trying to figure out how to get with Gervonta Davis or somebody else other than this road that Turki Al-Sheikh and Eddie Hearn are going to put him on. Let's talk about that. But before we do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really, really makes a big difference to the channel. But before I give my point of view in detail and why I say Eddie Hearn is talking out of both sides of his neck as it comes to Devin Haney and Jaron Ennis, and you can clearly see that, at least in my opinion, that his plans do not necessarily jive with theirs, but a request made from Devin Haney also tells you what a big problem is with what they're doing with Riyadh season and how Riyadh season is working with promoters, because Riyadh season is causing real problems for promoters, for fighters. They can't get on Riyadh season cards. Specifically, the fighters that want to get on Riyadh season cards so they can get those elevated and inflated rates are refusing to fight on cards outside of the Riyadh season where their pay would be significantly less. So they just say, hey, let's just wait around until Turki Al-Sheikh can throw a bunch of money at us. We don't want to deal with these crumbs in the normal fights that we've been fighting. However, again, don't take my word for it. Shout out to Manager Marty. Listen to it from Eddie Hearn yourself.
in Australia, if the numbers make sense. That was about a week ago. Have things changed at all since
Not really,
then?
no. I mean, ultimately, when Devin says if the numbers make sense, that basically means the fight's not going to happen, because in Devin's mind, you know, Devin's in a really interesting spot. Like, without Riyadh season, I don't know, like, if I'm Devin Haney, I have to come back in almost like a bit of a confidence building fight. He might not like that term, but that if I was representing him and guiding his career, that's what I'd be doing. And the money for a confidence building fight probably don't really get him out of bed. And I think with Devin, sometimes you've got to strip it back a little bit and just work on, you know, go back to basics and say, I need to kind of rebuild a little bit now. The biggest, or one of the biggest fights in boxing is Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia, rematch. He cannot go into that fight without having a confidence booster, in my opinion. But it's very difficult to get a confidence booster and get 4 million in having it. Do you know what I mean? So he almost needs to sit back and take $1 million for a relatively straightforward fight.
Well, I think he's hoping that His Excellency might come to the table.
Everybody's hoping that His Excellency.
Because I had heard he'd even talk about October 12th. He was talking about maybe
look,
being
we had
on
a
that.
chat. You know, I took Devin to His Excellency at the front row of the LA card, you know, to do something. He went and saw him a couple of weeks after. There was talks about October 12th. You know, His Excellency, he likes Devin Haney. I think he might get an opportunity. But the problem is, is His Excellency's not going to want Devin Haney in a confidence builder fight. He's going to want him to fight Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. And that's not the fight for Devin right now. Devin needs to get out in December in a fight. And sometimes you've just got to acknowledge the money and say, look, I need this for my own development. But money is everything, it's key to those guys. And they're just, all they think about is the purse instead of the development of his career. He's still a young man. Like, if he gets the next move wrong, his career will be over because he won't come back. Do you know what I mean? He would have made his money, I don't know, $15, $20 million in the bank. Lovely. But that's where you need the hunger. You need the right people around you to make the right decisions.
So if you could make any fight for Devin Haney before the end of the year, what would you do?
Listen, I like the Paro fight because I think he's arguably a favourite in that fight. But you don't know how he's going to come back after that Ryan Garcia performance.
He's also not getting within that 10-pound rehydration clause at 140.
Really, you're looking
that to me is crazy.
Yeah, you're looking at a fight. I would make a catch weight fight between 140 and 147. But you got to make the right bit of matchmaking, because then if he's not getting a lot of money, they ain't going to want to fight anyone dangerous.
And there you go. That is what I'm talking about. This idea that, number one, Devin Haney wants $4 million for a fight. In order for him to get $4 million a fight for Liam Paro, it's not going to happen. They're not willing to pay that money. And he wants to go to Riyadh season, but he said, look, man, Devin, if Turkey Al-Sheikh is going to be paying for anything, it's going to have to be something related to somebody that is a legitimate competitive fight. A Teofimo Lopez, somebody like that. Now, note, though, Anthony Joshua doesn't have to fight somebody like that to get the Riyadh money. Nope. There's a whole bunch of fighters out there on Riyadh season cards that are not making those, that are fighting on those cards, that are not fighting that type of competition. No. However, Devin Haney, nah. You lost to Ryan Garcia. Go build yourself up. Figure out how you're going to get that done. And however you do that, then when you're done, then maybe you can come out and get some of this money. But other than that, dog, you're going to have a hard time, bro. You need to go ahead and drop that belt. Is probably what what they're going to force Devin Haney to do. And then Devin is going to wind up fighting Eddie Hearn fighters and ultimately probably get